There's fruit platters and there's fruit platters. Today I'm going to share my tips for making a practical and amazing looking fruit platter. You can make beautiful fruit platters with any seasonal fruit all year round. Here I've got a pineapple, a pawpaw, some oranges, kiwi fruit and grapes. Oh, and I've also got some berries, blueberries and strawberries. I'm so happy it's berry season again. They're so colourful and delicious. Later on, I'll show you how we can use this same fruit and create a much bigger platter bulked out with other things that work well on a fruit platter too. This will make it suitable for a larger group of people, or maybe make it more cost effective if fruit is pricey. First, I'm going to peel everything to get it ready. Usually I top and tail the fruit and then cut off the skin following the natural contours of the fruit. See this little eye? Start cutting just inside it. This is a good guide for how much you need to peel off. Then follow the contour. You don't want to just cut straight up and down because you'll waste a whole bunch of delicious edible flesh. This way looks better and minimises your wastage. I also like to cut out the core of the pineapple. It's a bit chewy otherwise. My preference for peeling large fruit is to use a bread knife, although a chef's knife works well too. Just make sure you use the right sized knife for the job. This peeling principle applies to most fruits. It's just the thickness of the skin and the size of the fruit that varies. When I worked in a banquet kitchen, we permanently had peeled fruit in the fridge to whip up a fruit platter. It's so convenient if you want to be prepared ahead of time. Just wrap it in some plastic wrap, pop it in the fridge, and it should last a few days. Some people leave the skin on the fruit, and in some cases this is okay. But think about who the platter is for and whether it's practical. For example, pineapple with the skin on can be quite stringy when you're trying to eat it off the skin, but watermelon is soft and easily eaten with the skin on. Look how nice the orange looks when you peel it following its shape. To peel kiwi fruit, I was taught to use a spoon. First top and tail it, then make a slit to allow the spoon to get underneath the skin. I love how using a spoon is easy and also keeps the natural oval shape. This doesn't work so well if the kiwi fruit aren't very ripe though. You can use any fruit on a fruit platter. Just remember, if you're using bananas or apples or something that's prone to going brown, add it at the last minute. All the fruit is ready to go now, so let's get into the fun part of arranging our platter. I'm going to use this big white plate today. You could really use any colour because there's such a variety of colours in the fruit, but personally I prefer to use something that isn't heavily patterned. Let's slice the pineapple first. If you plan on using skewers to eat it with, a chunkier cut will work best, or if you have tongs and cutlery, thinner pieces are easier to pick up. You can either stick with a symmetrical looking platter or go for an abstract look. I'm going to show you a symmetrical option first. I'm going to place each piece of pineapple from the centre out to the corner. Here's another great tip. Fan out the cut fruit to enhance the presentation. Can you see the difference it makes? It's also a great way to make your platter look fuller. I'll do the same with the pawpaw. There's some annoying little pointy bits here that are hindering the way the cut fruit sits. So I'm just going to trim it a little because it will look better on the plate. Hasn't that little fanned out end added a lovely decorative touch? That wasn't part of my plan, but it just happened. Next, I want to create some central height, so the grapes will be perfect for this. Think about how you're placing them. If the stalky bits are visible, it doesn't look as nice as it would if you carefully position it to cover the stalks. You can also fill in any big gaps by arranging them a little. If you were making the platter for kids, it's a good idea to cut the stalks into smaller little bundles, so they don't walk away with the entire bunch. Once you have the main structure in place, it's time to think about filling in the gaps. This looks rather orange and yellow at the moment, but it'll all come together soon with some contrasting colours. Slicing, fanning and positioning is all that's necessary now. By the way, I've recently started a fortnightly newsletter with extra tips and ideas from my kitchen to yours. Make sure you sign up using the link in the description below. Another thing that looks great is to make a fruit star. I'll show you with this kiwi fruit, but other stoneless fruit works too. Top and tail it, and then using a little paring knife, cut a zigzag pattern into the middle. My middle finger is acting as a guide underneath the knife blade, so each time it touches the fruit, I know the cut is going in the same depth. I love this edible garnishing option. Last but not least, let's add the berries. I like cutting a little slit in the strawberries to expose some of the central colours. They're so different to the outside, so it's nice to have both visible. And look how these blueberries dotted around just finish this off. What do you think of this fruit platter? I'm sure if you bear these few tips in mind when you're creating your own platter, yours will look amazing too. But wait, there's more. As I mentioned earlier, let's use these same ingredients and add a few extra things to fill a bigger board for if your crowd increases. I've had a look in my pantry and found some marshmallows. They always go well with fruit. Oh, and some nuts. Pretzels are great, and also dried fruit. I also found some chocolates we were given recently. They'll be perfect. Baking, bliss balls or biscuits work well too. Let's put this together. Start with a central point and work your way out. This way your platter will always look full rather than having gaps in the centre. You can add extra bowls to keep the dry things dry or to add extra height. And don't forget to mix up your colours. Fresh herbs can add colour and fill in awkward little places. Most importantly, have fun while making your work of art. If you're looking for some more tips for putting together platter arrangements, make sure you check out this video to perfect your cheese board arranging skills. I'll see you over there.